Alright, everybody. We're about to talk about Jon Jones and Brock Lesnar and kind of a little bit of a recap of UFC 214.
Alright,
Which was crazy.
Which was... The card looked better than the payoff was, I think.
At first, it looked like it was going to be disappointing. And then, as the pay-per-view went on, it got even better and better.
Jones and Cormier saved it.
They really did.
They saved it. So what happened was... Jon Jones, the whole backstory real quick, been stripped of his title. It's been 2 years since they fought, all that. So, Jon Jones won last time.
Got to do a quick recap.
Yeah,
of
this time, they're fighting for the belt again. So, Jon Jones won with a leg kick. He stunned him with a leg kick. And
Cormier controlled the fight most of the time, but then he got hit with a vicious leg kick.
Yeah, got on top of him, ground and pound. Jon Jones TKO in the third round. So.
And it was like a TKO. He was out of it.
So,
afterwards,
Jon Jones does this little press conference at the end of his interview. He goes to Cormier, does his interview, he concedes and all that stuff, and then he grabs the microphone, and Jon Jones grabs the microphone and says, Brock Lesnar, you want to find out what it's like to get torn up by a guy who weighs 30 pounds less than you?
Or 40, he said.
Or 40 pounds less than you, however much.
We're kind of just paraphrasing it, really.
Meet me in the octagon. So, this is Brock Lesnar, guys.
And according to the Associated Press, Brock Lesnar already said, I think his exact words were, be careful what you wish for, you might get it. Young man.
Young man. Be careful what you wish for, young man.
Yeah, something like that.
So, to me, that sounds like they both want this to happen.
And this is really, really what we want to see.
This escalated last week about Tuesday. It kind of the question came up, and Jon Jones was kind of like, yeah, I'd fight Brock Lesnar. And Brock Lesnar was like, I'd fight Jon Jones if it came to it. So
the thing is, normally whenever one of these dream fight things happen, it's like somebody says it, and enough people get talking about it, and then one of the fighters acknowledges it, and then the other one might, and then none of them are serious. Jon Jones even said it, he was like, this thing came together and got serious fast.
It did.
The Conor Floyd thing went on for months and months, and it was it was a joke at first, and then it was maybe they'll do it, and then this thing was all right, they're actually probably.
This thing was in about 6 days. It was okay, it's happening.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
So,
whoever asked the first one of them if they'd fight the other one did a great job of getting this thing rolling.
They're owed some mean money when all these pay-per-view
buys. About a week ago, it wasn't even
when these pay-per-view buys are over, that person deserves a check.
That person got the ball rolling on this.
So.
We'll kind of talk about what we think would happen.
With Jon Jones and Lesnar. Jon Jones is probably my second favorite UFC fighter of all time. Lesnar's probably tied for it, maybe was second, maybe third. This is a mismatch.
I was on Twitter last night on our PM Reviews account, and I was looking at some of the reactions to his call out, and everybody was saying he would just kill Lesnar and he's so much of a better fighter and all this. I think he's a way better pure technical fighter in every aspect except for wrestling, probably.
Yeah,
the guy is the most physically dominating guy in the heavyweight division probably ever.
Yeah, it's just you got a guy who he's going to weigh in at 265 because that's about as low as he can get to start with. Jon Jones said he'll weigh in about 225 if they do it. So
right there. Come on.
Yeah, right there, 40 pounds.
He's taken down literally everybody he's fought before, whether he won or lost.
Highest takedown percentage in UFC history versus, a guy who's a good wrestler. Let's not,
No, he was taking down Cormier last night. Let's not get that confused.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Let's not discredit him. He's a good wrestler.
And also, if there was a heavyweight, if there was a division past the heavyweight division, Brock would be in that.
Yeah,
he has to cut down to be a heavyweight. Jon Jones has to kind of move up to be a heavyweight.
So you got a guy who's just so much more strong and powerful and explosive and
who has legitimate wrestling
wrestling
background.
If it goes to the ground, which I think 90% of UFC fights, I think at some point go to the ground. I think that's a stat line, something like that. It's if it goes to the ground, it's just going to be an utter embarrassment. It's not like Jon Jones can't wrestle. It's just he's going to get so overpowered.
He's probably better jiu-jitsu wise, but it's I feel if he takes him down, he'll be manhandling him, and then it won't really matter.
Yeah, it's just
because he's fought guys who are better on the ground than him, but it's when he gets them on the ground the way he wants to get them on the ground, it's kind of a different story.
Lesnar's just so strong, it's going to make him look like he doesn't know how to wrestle.
Well, the thing is, I don't think he's never even fought heavyweight before in the first place, so it's not like he's moved up to heavyweight a couple times. This is going to be his first heavyweight fight against a guy who probably is heavier than all the other heavyweights.
Yeah, it's. I mean, you got a guy who's a former heavyweight world champion in UFC. I mean, come back after 5 years sitting out. Come back.
Decisively beat Mark
The
Hunt.
number 8 ranked heavyweight in the world, just unanimous decision beat him. Like it wasn't even a contest.
The thing is, though, Jon Jones, I think he won't win, but I do think he could win, though.
He could win. I mean, if he
hits a leg kick he did on Cormier, which, first of all, that's going to be hard to do, but if he hits it,
Cormier's
he can knock him.
5'11", Lesnar's 6'3". Like, I mean...
Well, plus, like, Cormier was having trouble getting him down, and he was getting him down sometimes. If Cormier can take you down, Brock
Lesnar will take you down.
Will definitely take him down.
So...
And it's like you said earlier, like the time he did take him down last night, he took down Jones, and he was like almost surprised that he did it because he kept trying to do it all night, and he didn't. And the time he got it, it was like he was shocked that he got it. I think Brock would just
instinctively jump on top of it.
Well, yeah, that, and I don't think he would struggle like doing it over and over, and then finally getting one. I think he would just get it pretty much whenever he wants.
As soon as he wants it. So
I mean, if he stands up with Jones, I think he probably will lose. But he never does that. Everybody said that about Mark Hunt, and he just never did that, really. I mean, he did it for, like, the first round a little bit, and then he just took it down.
So, I mean, the thing is, like, we don't want to use this video to discredit Jon Jones whatsoever. He's the greatest UFC fighter of all time.
I think he's number 1 ever.
Yeah, he's the greatest UFC fighter of all time. It's just this is such a mismatch.
It's like, it's not really a knock that we think a former UFC heavyweight champion, NCAA wrestling champion, that has 40 pounds on him, probably more than that until he cuts weight, we'll probably beat him. That's not really a knock.
No, that's not a knock at all. And he'll look good against Brock.
It'll be a fight. It's not going to be a killing.
He'll look good unless it goes to the ground. That's what I'm.
And I really think he could beat Brock. I just don't think if I was betting money on it, I would say that.
Exactly. Yeah. It's just.
I mean, he can do some crazy stuff. I mean, he could put down that kick last night would have put down any human on the planet.
Any human being alive that would have put him down.
I mean, he hit the shin on his dome.
I mean, yeah.
He was done. We were like, yep, it's over. He's wobbling. It's over.
How bad he was wobbling. It was just like, I can't believe a human being just got stunned that hard and didn't go down. Like, props to Cormier for taking it and not even going down instantly.
Yeah, and then taking like 5 shots and still kind of going down. And then finally, when he got on the ground, still taking about 2 or 3 and kind of still moving enough to where the ref couldn't call it. But then eventually it was like, okay, he's gonna get killed if he doesn't stop it.
Yeah, it was just Brock. I think even if he does throw one of those kicks, Brock's explosive enough to dodge it, and I mean, the last thing you want to do is like Brock Lesnar, like catch your leg up here.
You don't want that problem.
You don't like if he does kick him, and like Brock's instinctive enough to even if he does get rocked, if he catches his leg, I still say it's a done deal for Jon Jones. Like
I think Brock would beat him though.
If I had to make a prediction right now, like nothing's even inked remotely. This is the day we're making this the day after UFC 214.
Yeah, this is the Sunday afterwards.
It happened 8 hours ago. Like.
Yeah.
Like
well, maybe a little bit more. Yeah.
10 hours ago, it was wrapping up. Like.
And it was a really good fight too.
Yeah, I mean.
And the thing is, Cormier, like everyone's just gonna look at the headline, what happened. Like Cormier was controlling the fight the whole time. If you watch it, you know what I'm talking about.
Round 1 was decisive. Like.
Jon Jones won round 1, but it was kind of close. Daniel Cormier won round 2, and he won round 2.
Yeah, he won round 2 and 3 until the kick.
And if Daniel Cormier's wrestling is going to give you a problem, I can assure you Brock Lesnar is going to give you a problem.
Serious problem, a very serious problem. So, if we're making a prediction right now, I think we're both saying Brock Lesnar would win. And I mean, I'm not going to change my stance on that by any means, unless he does, like ruptures a kidney or something. Like, I mean, we
don't even know if this is for sure going to happen anyway.
If it does happen, which it's looking like it's going to happen.
It probably will, but we don't know for sure. Like, there's a lot of work to be done. His suspension's not up yet. He has to get all the forms ready. WWE has to take the title off of him if that's what they're going to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff that's got to be done.
And then he's got to move up and get like 20 pounds on him. So,
making predictions right now. Let's say it does happen. I'm going with Brock.
Yeah, I'll take Brock.
Yeah, you got to. You can't, like, UFC purists even, I think, like, even a real UFC purist has to just concede at some point. Like
come on. Like, this guy he manhandled other heavyweights. Like,
yes, you have to concede at some point.
I mean, Randy Couture, he was just manhandling him.
Yeah.
And that's about the size that Jones is going to come in at, about 225, 230. That's about what Randy Couture was in there like.
It's close to that, yeah.
But, I mean, Jon Jones is a different animal than Randy Couture, though, so it's anyone's fight.
We'll see. I mean, like I said, one shot can end a fight at any moment. So check out our related videos.
Check out our podcast we started.
We have started.
Nobody's listening here this far, but if you are, check it out.
We have officially started a podcast. This is the first video since we started our podcast. Check it out. Just search on iTunes. Just search PM Reviews when the first one comes up. If you want to follow us on Podbean, follow us on podbean.com. You can make a free account. Either way, you'll get automatic downloads. If you have an iPhone, Apple Podcast is easier. If you don't have an iPhone, like I said, download Podbean out of your market and free account. We're not charging. We're ad-free. It's worth it. Seriously. So check it out. We're going to have a recap of 214 on our podcast coming up soon. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.